up guys, Quinkun here and welcome to this end of season squad report, and we're going to start it off with David De Gea. He did not grow at all. He stayed at 82. He's 23 years of age, and in 42 appearances he had 22 clean sheets and an average of 7.3 match rating. So overall I believe that De Gea had a great season this year. In the first half of the season he was doing well, but towards the middle, when the January transfer window came in, he started jacking up a lot, and I started using Lindegaard a little more. But it's sad to see that De Gea did not grow at all. He had many saves, great games. There were games where he had clean sheets, games where he only got scored once, but there were other games where he just got beat down and we couldn't win the game. But overall, De Gea had a great season, and I'll be seeing him in the first team for the next season. Alright guys, the next player is Rafael. He's 23 years of age. He started off this season as a 78 rated right back. Now he's an 80 rated right back, and now he went up by 2. In 34 appearances, he got 2 assists and 17 clean sheets and an average rating of a 6.7. And Rafael was one of my favorite fullbacks in this season. He had very, great games. He was never, mediocre. He's always a decent and great player. I would want him to rush, the wings a little more, but he's a great defender. He needs to rush forward when he has to, and he defends when he has to. So overall, Rafael had a great season, and I'll be keeping him for the next season also. Now we move on to Nemanja Vidic. He started off the season actually as an 87 rated center back. Now he's at 85. I don't know why it just says -1. It should be -2. But, he's 32 years old. And in 38 appearances, he's had 1 goal, 21 clean sheets, and an average rating of a 7.0. And, I'm thinking of getting rid of Nemanja Vidic. He's already getting old. And since he's already old, he's going to be declining in his overall. So I might as well get a new center back, or just put in Chris Smalling to fill in those shoes, because Nemanja Vidic is getting old already, and I have to sell him before his value goes down. So it's a shame, but we're gonna have to say goodbye to Vidic. It's time for him to move on. And in real life also, he's going to Inter already, and when the season's over, such a horrible season with David Moyes, he's gonna be going to Inter, and hopefully it goes well for him there. But this season I don't know where he's gonna go in our Manchester United career mode, but I'll probably be selling him or trading him for someone else. Move on to our next center back, and that is Inigo Martinez. In 28 appearances, he's had 1 goal, 1 assist, 11 clean sheets, and a match rating of a 6.7. And it doesn't feel like that. Every time I've played with Inigo Martinez, I felt that he's been a great center back. The one that really messed up was Chris Smalling. Inigo Martinez was very, very solid. I'm happy we got him. And he didn't go up in growth either. He was an 80 rated center back, and it's a shame. I would want him to go up in overall, because he had a great season this year, and he's one of my most dependable center backs right now. And 1 goal, 1 assist. Let's try to bump up the amount of goals, and hopefully we become more effective on the corners, and hopefully he becomes more effective, on helping the team score next season. But overall, Inigo Martinez, a great signing and a great player overall, and hopefully he goes up in overall in the next season. Move on with our left back, Sandro. He went up by 2. He's 23 years old, and in 26 appearances, he's gotten 1 assist, 8 clean sheets, and 1 yellow card, and a match rating of 6.6. And overall, Sandro is one of my most dependable fullbacks in his game. Fabio did very well, but Sandro, man, he's very good. He's going up in overall. Hopefully he starts going up by more. He already went up by 2, and he's already 81 rated left back. And I think he's a very good signing that we made. We used to have Patrice Evra, then we got rid of him, and we got Sandro. So a very good, dependable left back. And he reminds me so much of Marcelo. He plays so much like him. And I was thinking of getting Marcelo last season, and I might get him this season. But I don't know. Sandro is such a great and solid left back, and he had a great season for me this year. Moving on to the midfield now, and we're starting off with Marou Fellaini, 81 rated, center mid, 26 years of age, 40 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists, 12 clean sheets, and an average of 7.0. And Marou Fellaini, I didn't play him in many games. He did have 40 plus games, but I put Michael Carrick in many more games, and he's still 81 rated. He did not go up. And Marou Fellaini, he played so much like Carrick, but I felt that Carrick was a little more clinical, a little better. But Marou Fellaini had better stats than him: 4 goals, 4 assists, a great match rating, and overall Fellaini had a great season. Hopefully he has a better one next season, and hopefully our midfielders get a little more assists, because the ones that got the most assists were Robin van Persie and Wayne Rooney, and Nani also had some great amount of assists there. But let's move on into the next person. Next person is Paul Pogba, and he went up by 2. He's an 82 rated center mid now, and in 41 appearances he got 3 goals, 6 assists, 22 clean sheets, 1 yellow card, and a match rating of 6.9. And Paul Pogba had a good amount of assists this year, and one of the most memorable assists I can remember is the one where he stopped the ball and he took his time and he did a beautiful a beautiful chip. I think it was to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo scored, and it was such a great assist. And Paul Pogba had a great season with us. I picked him up in the beginning of the season, and in order to get 3 goals and 6 assists, that's pretty good for a center mid. But my midfielders need to get a little bit more assists this season, and overall he wrapped it up in a great season. And yeah, let's move on into the next person. Nani. This guy does not even play for Manchester in real life. He's always on the bench. But in my team, he played most of the games, and he had 36 appearances, 4 goals, 12 assists, and 16 clean sheets, and a match rating of 6.8. And Nani was such a great player this season. When I put him in games in the first couple of episodes of this series, he started going up in overall, and it made me very happy to see him get better. But he just stopped. He stopped at 85 and stopped growing. I think that's his peak already. And Nani had a great season this year. Once I bought Jesse Rodriguez, I started depending more on Jesse because Nani got tired. I put in Jesse, just had great performances, but overall Nani had a great season. But I'm looking to get a new right mid because Nani is inconsistent. In some games he will score, some games he would give assists, some games he wouldn't even do anything, and I would rather prefer to put Jesse. But I'm thinking of selling Nani and getting a little bit more cash into the bank. But overall, Nani had a great season, but it's time for him to pack the bags and go. Ronaldo. Now we move with Cristiano Ronaldo, and he has a 94 rated player in this game. He went up by 2. Started off the season with 92. He's a 94 rated left wing, 29-year-old left winger, and in 60 appearances he scored 47 goals, 6 assists, 20 plus clean sheets, 1 yellow card, and an average rating of 7.6. And if he has a 7.6 and he has those stats, imagine the other players. These averages are completely wrong, and Ronaldo had a spectacular season. When he had to score, he did it. When he scored for fun, he scored for fun. We were winning games by a huge margin, and he just scored games for fun. But most of the time, Ronaldo scored goals when he had to, and those goals were crucial. He saved us a ton of points. He saved us in a ton of competitions, and hopefully I have enough money to sign him for 1 more year, and hopefully he stays in Manchester for 1 more year. But overall, my favorite player of this team, and the player that this team was built around was Cristiano. So great season for him. Obviously, after Ronaldo is Wayne Rooney, and this guy did not go up in overall, nor did he decline, but overall he had a great season with me. I would want him to score a little bit more goals, but these are the statistics that Wayne Rooney had this year. He had, in 50 games, he had 12 goals, 14 assists, and Jesus Christ, Wayne Rooney, he went on fire this season, man. An average season with him, he gets 16 goals, around 12 assists, and this season he focused more on the assists. And I didn't really notice that when I played with Wayne Rooney. I noticed more of a guy that made plays, and he did get a lot of assists. I didn't notice a lot of goals from him, but now when I realized he has 12 goals, which is a good amount for a midfielder, and Wayne Rooney had a great season. Hopefully we could sell him to get a good amount of cash because he had a great season, and hopefully we could use that money to get a better cam and a player that actually is a midfielder, because Rooney is more of an attacking midfielder. He's more of an attacking position guy. He mostly plays like a striker, center forward, but I have him as a cam, and he did great there, but he's already getting old, and it's time to get a younger cam. How it's time to see how Robin van Persie did this year. He didn't grow either, and he's 30 years old already. It's time to sell him, but these are the stats he had this season. He had 36 appearances, 8 goals, 16 assists, and 16 clean sheets, and a average rating of a 6.9. And Robin van Persie, man, he came through for us in the Champions League. He had a great game versus Barcelona, but you know, I wasn't really used to playing with him, and now it's time to sell Robin van Persie. We're revamping our team and getting much younger players, but Robin van Persie had a spectacular season, gave lots of assists, and you know, I played with him. He kind of played like Benzema does in real life. You know, he gets more assists than goals, but Robin van Persie had a great season. I would want him to do a little better so I could keep him, but you know, he didn't impress me, and now it's time to sell Robin van Persie. It is time to move on with the youngsters of this team, and the first guy we're going to see is Phil Jones, 22 years of age. He went up by 2 in overall, and you know, he had 39 plus appearances and only 1 goal, and his average rating was a 6.3. Very disappointing. I didn't really like using Phil Jones. I used him as a backup center back when I really needed him. And the next player is Ana Januzaj. Went up by 4, and he really impressed me during the last games of the season. He really impressed me. I didn't really use him because he was low rated, and I really didn't like using him. But towards the end, he had great pace, great shooting, and you know, I saw how great he was, and I started using Ana Januzaj. But now we move on into the next player, which is Wilfried Zaha. This guy had a great season, 77 overall rated player, 21 years of age, right winger, and he had 20 plus games, and he had 3 goals, 3 assists, and you know, he really impressed me this season. And you know, he's being outshined by Jesse, and I didn't really give him that many games to play in. I always put him as a substitute, but hopefully he gets more games in the next season. And we go with Tom Cleverley. We go into these next last 2 players, which is Tom Cleverley and Raphael. And Tom Cleverley, I love the way he plays on his game. I will give him more time to play next season, and he went up by 2. He's a 78 rated CM now. And now we go with the last player, which is Fabio, 77 rated, left back, 23. And this guy, I love the way this guy plays. He reminds me so much of Raphael, maybe because they're twins and they play so much alike. But he had 20 plus games, 1 assist, and 9 clean sheets, and overall a great season. And yeah, that's pretty much it from the squad report. And now let's move on. We move on and see how our players did in other competitions. Ronaldo led the scoring in the BPL with 28 goals. Wayne Rooney led the assist with 11 assists. And Mignolet led the clean sheets with 17. And De Gea was right behind him in third with 15 clean sheets. The FA Cup, we did not lead anything. We didn't lead in goals, assists, or clean sheets. None of our players got on there, but we were like in between the 3rd and 10th place spot for each of them. But let's move on into the Capital One Cup. Ronaldo led in goals for that, and I don't see any players from our team that got assists in the Capital One Cup, and it's very disappointing. But with the clean sheets, Lindegaard was in there, but he did have only around 1 clean sheet. Now we move on into the Champions League. Ronaldo led with 12 goals. Jesus Christ, 12 goals in the Champions League, and he got the greatest amount of goals there. And Van Persie got 6 assists, leading them there, and De Gea led in clean sheets with 6 clean sheets. So we did very well in the Champions League, you know, in a competition that actually mattered, and a great result there, seeing how our players did well in the competitions. But remember, guys, if you guys enjoyed this episode, remember to leave a like and comment. This was like an update to see how the players did in this previous season, and they actually did pretty well. But leave a comment down below. The next season will start in the next episode, and hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'm Quinkun, and I'll see you next time.